Lori Bersani is working from Dynamic Leadership Path Level 2. The goal of the project is to better understand leadership styles and to write a 5 to 7 minute speech about leadership. The title of her speech is Be Cunning and Full of Tricks. Let us welcome Lori.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. In any community, there can be difficult periods and situations that call out for superior leadership. Times of struggle, times of disorder, times of transition. This is when some leaders rise to the occasion, others fall, and occasionally an ordinary individual finds the great leader within. During the Great Depression, President Roosevelt worked to bring America back to financial stability. President Donald Trump failed to provide compassionate, rational, or positive guidance to America during the COVID-19 crisis. Displaced by development, looking for a new home, a community of rabbits choose Hazel as their leader in the 1972 novel Watership Down by Richard Adams. But what defines exceptional leadership? Some general qualities of a good leader are, number one, being open-minded. Number two, having effective communication skills. Number three, the ability to lead by example. Number four, optimism. And number five, integrity. However, for times of struggle and transition, a good leader is one who is able to adapt themselves most effectively to deal with the crisis at hand. The innovative leadership style is best during these transitional periods. An innovative leader shares a vision of the future, encourages diverse ideas, invites collaboration, and promotes respect for team members' creativity. As unlikely as it may seem to take leadership lessons from a fictional rabbit, Hazel provides a model of the leadership qualities that are needed by communities in times of upheaval and transformation. As the novel unfolds, Hazel learns the qualities that make him into a successful transitional leader: courage, creativity, consideration, as well as the ability to innovate, to integrate opposing ideas, and to deal effectively with change. Hazel displays leadership trait number one early in the book. He's open-minded. He respects the visions of his brother Fiver, and they agree to flee their home warren. He encourages revolutionary ideas, such as Blackberry's idea of a raft that helps them across a river. He respects, values, and relies on his followers' capacities. He doesn't hesitate to collaborate and make use of bigwig strength, Fiver's insight, Blackberry's wits, and Dandelion's speed. He demonstrates attribute number two, being an effective communicator, many times. He shares his idea of escaping their doomed home with the other rabbits, and they agree to travel together to find a new home. When they've settled on Watership Down, he's the first one to point out that without any females, their group is finished, and he expresses ideas about how to solve this problem. He shares plans and expectations with others in a direct way. When a clear head is needed in a crisis, he explains, "You've got the best head of any of us. Use it and keep it. It all depends on you." Hazel shows quality number three of a good leader, leading by example, in his willingness to place himself in danger rather than risking the lives of those who depend on him. During a rescue of some female rabbits from a hutch on a farm, he courageously uses himself as a distraction when men come out with flashlights and guns. He gets wounded at this time and limps through much of the book, and still manages to lead the rabbits on other adventures. He's willing to dig for worms, a disgusting task for a rabbit, to help feed the seagull they befriend. We can see Hazel's optimism, aspect number 4, in how he focuses on the beneficial side of situations. He believes that helping the injured seagull, Kihar, will benefit their warren. His creative idea to befriend the bird pays off, as Kihar is able to scout the countryside in a way that no rabbit ever could, and also is willing to help fight in their battles. Early on, Hazel imagines a positive outcome when he thinks, wherever we settle down in the end, I'm determined to see that Pipkin and Fiber aren't sat on and cuffed around. Hazel's already planning their new community, one which is considerate of the smaller rabbits. During the final battle, his confidence in the future helps overcome adversity. But when Dandelion says, if we ever meet again, we ought to have the makings of the best story ever, Hazel replies, and you'll be the chap to tell it. And finally, number 5, Hazel demonstrates integrity. Hazel's willing to bargain to evade conflict. When attacked by an aggressive group of rabbits, he tries to avoid bloodshed by proposing a compromise. You can count on him to acknowledge and give credit to others. Hazel helps his team realize their lives depend on each other and they shouldn't waste any quality they possess between them, and this brings them closer together. With Hazel's open mind, he takes ideas from whomever suggests them, even when he's unsure of the technicalities, such as the use of a boat to escape pursuit. An effective communicator, he understands the different ways that his people communicate, and his followers understand and trust him. During the final battle, they don't question him when he says, I've got a plan, but I've no time to explain. Leading by example, he makes decisions rapidly and confidently and is willing to risk his own life rather than his followers, and his every action is geared toward the benefit of the entire group. Journeying away from the familiar, Hazel's optimism helps him grasp the possibilities in new situations. He saves and befriends a bird and a mouse. They later offer invaluable help. His integrity will not allow him to leave anyone behind or accept any losses, and he shows compassion, fretting over injured and smaller rabbits exhausted from travel and anxiety. Hazel faces radical change with a willingness to listen to both friends and enemies and the wisdom to consider all options. But one of Hazel's greatest gifts is his ability to innovate. Hazel and his friends are cunning and full of tricks and spend their days doing things that are not natural to them. They dig themselves a new home, raid both a farm and an opposing warren successfully. They're not afraid to battle a cat or use a dog broken free from its rope to fight off an attack by hostile rabbits. Hazel is a smallish, ordinary rabbit whose innovative leadership transforms his community into a stronger, wiser group who love, respect, and rely on one another. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much.